By the year 2025, I believe that things are going to be drastically different and that our lives as we know it will be changed and will basically be coming from cryptocurrency and from blockchain technology. And now with that, I am excited about a bunch of different cryptocurrency projects, but specifically I'm going to tell you guys about the top 10 that I think are ready to explode and will explode by 2025. These are projects that I am currently investing in and that I am doing my research on more and more every day. So I thought that I'd clue you guys in because that's how I do. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of information on each one of these projects, but the most important part of this video is going to come at the end after you've heard what these 10 are, because I'm going to tell you now what you're going to do with that information. And it's the same advice that I received when I first started investing in cryptocurrency, and it's made me a lot of money, so I definitely want you to be able to do the same thing. So the first project on my list has got to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the father, it's the daddy. Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency by far. It's the most decentralized and proven in the space. I think the institutional adoption that's going to be coming with Bitcoin is just going to be crazy in the next couple of years. I think that most big companies will have it on their balance sheet as a hedge. I think that Bitcoin's here to stay, obviously, and I think that it'd be very wise for people to have that in their portfolio. The next project is Ethereum. Ethereum is the largest smart contracts platform and dominates everything from DeFi to NFTs. The reason why it'll be exploding soon is their project of ETH 2.0, which will make it more scalable and its transactions much cheaper. The only issue that people have with Ethereum right now is just that the gas fees are so expensive. So once they get that in check, it's gonna be big. Next on my list is my favorite, which is Cardano ADA. Now this project is severely undervalued, y'all. This project was always built with the idea that building something right is better than building something fast. Now it's got haters because it is taking forever for it to get going, but I'm okay with that. The infrastructure and sheer amount of partnerships that Cardano is working on and has solidified is reason alone to be excited. This is easily my biggest holding in my portfolio. Next up is Avalanche. There needs to be a project solely based on DeFi, since this will absolutely disrupt finance as we know it. And in my opinion, Avalanche is the furthest ahead. It's one of the most scalable and lowest fee platforms in the market today. There are a bunch of other DeFi-based projects out there, but I'm betting on Avalanche, though I am looking at a couple other ones at the moment. So as soon as I find a little more information that I think is relevant to bring to you guys, I'll definitely do that. But for now, Avalanche is my bet. The next one is a favorite of mine, kind of like Cardano, and that is Polkadot. Polkadot is a multi-chain network that can process transactions across parallel chains or parachains. Over 100 chains are linked to the network, allowing for up to 1 million transactions to be processed per second. Now, these chains can be very beneficial for a variety of situations. One major application of DOT is the loan industry. Centrifuge is a project that's currently being built on the Polkadot network with a goal to connect real-world currency with DeFi, providing loans of crypto and allowing you to use mortgages, invoices, and other tokens as collateral. That alone is going to make Polkadot absolutely explode, in my opinion. Now, we definitely can't talk about exciting projects without mentioning the metaverse. That seems to be all the rage, and it's definitely all that my students are talking about in class. So I have a couple of projects that I definitely think are the front runners in what that might look like. So my two favorite right now are Decentraland and Sandbox. Both are considered the first mover in this space and are a truly decentralized version of what Facebook/Meta is trying to do. At the end of the day, Meta and their metaverse is going to be controlled by humans, controlled by Facebook, and that's not really necessarily something that is appealing to most. Decentraland has already made deals with Samsung and other huge companies building in their metaverse. Sandbox recently struck a deal with Warner Music for hosting virtual music concerts. Sandbox also recently announced a multi-million-dollar fund that will fund projects looking to build new creative applications in its metaverse. Now, disclaimer, I've said this 100 times, but there's going to be multiple metaverse projects that happen. So you definitely do not want to place all of your eggs in one basket. Keep your eyes open, keep looking at things, keep researching. Metaverse is still such an early concept, it's so new, and I just think that there are going to be a bunch of movers in the space, but Since these two are first, and since they have so many contracts and deals with such big companies already, they're my bet to keep moving forward. Now, these next three are actually the ones that I'm the most excited about as far as potential, and because a lot of people don't know what they are or haven't heard much about them. So I'm getting you guys in at the ground level. So the first two are Oracle protocols. I was recently talking about these with my buddy Brian DeMint the other day, who I've had on the channel talking about Bitcoin before. He put it best. If you believe in the future of cryptocurrency and blockchains, then you believe that smart contracts are pretty much going to be the base protocol for literally everything in the future. But the smart contracts can't be truly decentralized or trustless unless the information that goes into the contract is also decentralized. A good example that we were talking about is, say you and I bet on the Super Bowl via smart contract. Who tells that smart contract who actually won? Because if it's a person doing it, whoever gets to put that information in can also corrupt the information or corrupt the deal. So now oracles are an algorithmic way to fetch the data about who won and then can pay out the correct person fairly with no tampering. Everything from finance to paying bills to proving ownership of something starts with smart contracts. And it actually starts with that Oracle protocol in getting the decentralized information to the right place. Now, as far as the oracles in this space so far, there are two that I love. First one is Chainlink. This one you've probably heard of because it's a top 20 coin, and a lot of people are pretty excited about this. Chainlink is a multi-chain oracle network that provides reliable, tamper-proof inputs and outputs for smart contracts. Chainlink's decentralized oracle network connects smart contracts to a plethora of real-world data feeds such as asset prices, price feeds, sports data, shipping data, weather data, and others. Their solution applies to any blockchain and is used by a number of leading DeFi protocols such as Aave, Kyber Network, Synthetics, Ampleforth, and others. So Link is definitely huge in my profile. But the next one is one that most people have never even heard of, and this is the one that I think might have the biggest possible return if it blows up. The reason why is because it's currently sitting outside the top 300 of coins if you look at CoinMarketCap. And so in my opinion, that means it has the most room to grow. This one is called Band Protocol. One of Band's recent accomplishments is its integration with Google Cloud. Band Protocol has been integrated into the Google Cloud public data to allow for real-time and accurate financial time series data. I know for a fact people are sleeping on this because the price hasn't moved a bunch, and when it did move, it moved down. So this might be a good time to be researching that Band Protocol, y'all. All right, this last final one is the one that I have been researching the most heavily for the past year and have also been adding to my portfolio the most heavily because I think that the sky is the limit on this project. And that project is Cosmos/Atom. Cosmos is a cryptocurrency project that helps dApps or decentralized apps from different blockchains communicate. This project bills itself as the Internet of blockchains and seeks to facilitate the development of an interconnected, decentralized economy. It's designed to propel Web 3.0 applications to become the driving force of the Internet going forward. This project has some of the most exciting fundamentals and potential in the market that I have seen so far. Right now, things are built on top of Ethereum or Cardano or Solana, and it's very hard for those things to interoperate, and most of them just have to stay on their own blockchain. So think about back in the day, that would be like you having to visit a certain website on a certain platform. So if you wanted to go to a certain website, you'd have to go to yahoo.com to do it, or you'd have to go to Bing, or you'd have to go to Google. You couldn't just access it from anywhere, and it wouldn't be interoperated the way that it is today. Cosmos is looking to do that exact same thing with blockchains, the same as the way that the internet did that with our web pages. Cosmos will change the crypto landscape from being individual project-based to being able to be interoperated and to all be able to communicate with one another, which is why it's called the Web 3.0. The fact that Google is as big as it is today being that specific thing for the internet, think about the possibilities of what Cosmos may be for a blockchain, which is even bigger than what the internet could ever be. There are going to be other projects that are going to be super awesome in this crypto space, but those are my top 10. Some notable mentions that almost made the top 10 would be Polygon, Solana, Litecoin, and XRP. But that's for a different video. Now, as promised at the beginning of the video, for those of you that have stuck around to this point, This is going to be the most important information out of this whole video. Actually, real quick, if you made it this far in the video, you might as well give me a like. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right? Something? Anyway, about that advice. So recently in my finance class, I've had a lot of students come up to me and ask, where do you get reliable information on cryptocurrency, or how do you research to know which one to go with? And so what I told them was that I watch videos exactly like this, where somebody has taken the time to research a couple projects, compile a list, and see what things they have to say about them. Now, I don't just take what they say and then go throw money into that project. I hear which projects they like best, I hear their reasoning, and then I go and I research that specific project. And so that's what I hope you guys do. I gave you guys 10, really 14 if you count those notable mentions, different types of projects that I think will absolutely explode, but I want you to think that same thing, or I want you to be able to research it and say, actually, I don't really think that one's going to be great because of this and this and this. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to watch a couple different YouTubers or find a couple different bloggers that you somewhat trust. Don't take all of their words as gold, but do use what they say as a starting point. Then you can go to the actual company's website. So like Cardano, go to cardano.org and then click around. Read what their mission statement is, read about their team, read about the different partnerships they have. Also go to coinmarketcap.com. You can find all of them, every different cryptocurrency project there is, click on it, try to get as much information as you can. You could look at their white papers, you could look at what people are talking about them. Go onto Twitter, look at hashtags, see what people are saying. Before I ever put any money into cryptocurrency, I did about 6 months worth of research and I watched so many different videos, clicked on so many different websites, and there's a lot of conflicting messages out there, so I understand that it's tough. But when you find someone you can trust, maybe like myself in this channel, because you subscribed, then you just watch, see what we have to say, and use that as a starting point for you to do your research. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor, but I have put a lot of my own time, research, and money into the things that I'm talking to you guys about. I only want the best for you, just like I only want the best for my students, so I'm here to help. Please comment down in the comments section any questions or anything that I can do a deep dive into that might help you further. And with that, get your research on. Talk to you soon.